The Solex podcast is back.
We reawoke. We awoke it. Awoke
Yeah,
it.
we brought it back from the dead.
We
resurrected it. Is that
we
what
did.
Yeah, reawoke.
Yeah,
Is that a word?
How do you say it?
This
is not a good start.
I would say the podcast was reawakened.
The fact is, people are gonna watch this and be like, "Oh no, oh no."
Maybe we shouldn't tune in.
Yeah,
but hopefully you do, because the podcast isn't just going to be us talking to each other every
not
episode.
Very much you and me.
Yeah,
and it's us and someone else.
Yeah, we're just going to be like kind of tossing questions to the actual experts that you'll want to hear from.
Yes,
oh my goodness.
We are not the brain of this operation. Can you tell?
No. But yeah, so the show's back, and we want to talk about, why it matters and why we're bothering to bring it back, right?
Totally, because it did have a little bit of a hiatus there for a second.
A sad one.
Yeah,
I missed
it was.
I missed it.
We saw the many messages. We talked to many people in person that were like, where did it go?
Yes.
We decided to listen.
And it's so easy because this provides a space for just us to kind of understand, frequency a little better, make it more approachable instead of just this big behemoth like, I hit the scan button and it does what it needs to do, which is great too. But this is an opportunity to learn from the experts themselves on what's happening and on an approachable level.
Yeah. And I think what's really cool about a podcast is we're able to sit down with these experts in their fields and ask them the questions that maybe don't get answered in something like a weekly update or
Day of Discovery once a year.
Yeah, we get to ask the questions like, okay, when you're sitting alone in your house and you're thinking about frequency, and we will ask those questions. So
exactly.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm so excited. So hopefully for future episodes and conversations, you will find a lot of value and benefit from this to just better your own lives.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we figured we would ask each other some questions because that was the easiest way for us to carry along this episode, string you along so you stay till the end. Please, I hope 100% of you are still listening.
Yes,
right? I mean, it's only been how long? Maybe 2 minutes?
I have already lost track of the time.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So much fun.
Well, that's going to be a constant around here.
But hopefully you do stick around at the end because we will let you know a place that you can go to ask your own questions that you want us to ask people or who you would like to see interviewed in a podcast that we can hopefully get. We want to know the topics that you're interested in. And
we really want a collaboration. We really want this to be you are as much a part of this podcast as kind of we are. Cause I think because you're the ones that we're making this for. We think about you and we want this to be incredibly beneficial for you.
Well, it's a little selfish for me too. I definitely want to learn these things too.
That's true. It is kind of nice being
but
here.
But yes, it's for you. It's for you.
Cornering Lauren for an hour. Well, for a couple hours. Just him answering whatever question
comes to our
you
head.
Want to ask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and so that's why we want to extend that to the audience as well. We know you have questions that you want to hear discussed, and this is the more comfortable place, the more what's it called? Not fancy.
Yeah,
casual. More of a casual place to be able to have these conversations. A little less casual than a weekly update or a day of discovery.
Totally. Yeah. Longer form. We don't have a time limit.
No.
Yeah. So.
You have to sit here and listen to us for at least an hour.
Oh, yeah. So it's counting down. Oh, we have 57 more minutes.
Okay.
I don't even have a watch here. Okay, Kylie. So for someone discovering the podcast for the first time, what would you hope they would get from it?
I hope that it feels like a safe place for them to learn more about something that might feel hard to grasp. I think a lot of Solex and the AO scan and even some of our products come across very woo-woo and they come across how does that even fit into real life? And I hope that listening to the podcast will help someone understand, this is something that's completely normal and that I can use in my everyday life, and hopefully to give a better understanding of things like that. Yeah. So that being said, woo-woo and things that are a little big, how would you explain AO scan or frequency to someone, frequency therapy or just frequencies in general? Where do you even begin or start with that?
Well, yeah, I sometimes have a hard time explaining that because my brain goes into, quantum and energy and frequency and, cosmic energy. I don't know why I go there. Cosmic energy. I suppose it has something to do with it, but I like to ground myself a little bit into AO scan because it's almost kind of this tangible thing, right? You open up an app on your phone and you have many different things that you can do, modules and stuff, but essentially it's just this wellness technology built around helping the person using the technology to just understand what their body's trying to tell them. Whether they're, in pain, they're in stress, some kind of response to something, energy, rhythm. It's just a tool that, instead of asking the question, like, what symptom do you have? It's inviting you to just ask, what your body is trying to tell you.
To look beyond the, I have a sore muscle and think, oh, I've actually been really stressed this past week. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot around here at Solex is a lot of people talk about how holistic practitioners look at root causes. Naturopathic doctors, instead of just treating the symptoms, they'll actually look at, what might have caused these symptoms to start in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's a fun atmosphere to be in here for sure.
I think that's really cool too, actually, because like treating a root cause, to me in my brain, that's like simplifying it, right? Like instead of like, oh, it's this big thing that could be this, could be this, could be this. It's you're going down to what are you eating? How much sleep are you getting? Things like that. And hopefully this podcast will do the same thing for the AO scan. Because looking at the AO scanner, it's kind of like, wow, this is a lot. There's inner voice, there's Cephis, there's, everything. Hopefully this podcast can help break that down to like root causes. Like, oh, maybe in the morning I should do my inner voice and then I should do this scan and then I should run a Cephi playlist.
Yes, absolutely. Or all of the above. That's great.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good morning routine. Okay, so
maybe we'll dive into that.
Yeah. So what topics then do you think that we're going to cover?
Of course, I think we're going to break down like what frequency healing is. Is frequency healing even the right word? I like break that down.
I know healing has to be like, ooh, can we say healing?
It does.
But I've heard it around here,
Frequency health, perhaps. Let's see. So I know we want to break down frequencies. We want to break down even just like the science behind some of the ideas that have come from Lauren, that come from Kai, how to share things like AO scan with the normal person. I think another thing we'll break down is just like the cool, interesting things that we come across working at Solex. There are so many geniuses and masters in their field that are within this web of Solex that teach us things about methylene blue or niacinamide and like the cool facts that we get to absorb just working here. To be able to share that with people. I want the podcast to be almost like a way to look in on the inner workings of Solex.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Get a little James Bond action, a little fly on the wall. So that being said, we work here at Solex, but I feel like my observation of you is that you've been here for a while and you seem to know quite a bit about the scanner and things like that. What is your initial introduction to Solex and to the scanner?
Well, honestly, it's crazy. I was thinking about this and I actually just applied to a job posting and didn't know much about it. I didn't dive too deep into it other than skimming the website. Because, when you go to a job interview, you want to be like, oh, yeah, I know this and that about the company. Yeah. You want to sound smart and educated and like you did some research, which I think there's some value to that, of course. Yeah. But I like to make light of it. But go into that. And I didn't really grasp the concepts because frequency never, jumped into that, pool of understanding at all. As a videographer, graphic designer, you just like, okay, this is what we need to make. I just kind of put my head down, did my best work. And, since we're just exposed to, the AO scan and the products that Solex provides here, you can't help but wonder every once in a while, oh man, does that really work? Lauren talked about inner voice, or Kai talked about, Cephi playlists, and all these people have all these experiences. And as you meet, like you said, like the experts that are just coming in and out of this place, and a lot of the distributors in the company, like are masters and like giants in their field. And so you learn about, red light, and you're like, okay, I got to try red light or something like that. And you just start to like dip your toes in. And a big one for me was we had released MindSync, one day of discovery. And I made content for it and thought it was great. And I didn't actually really use it until probably about 6 months down the line. And it kind of was a huge blessing because it was at a time like I really needed it. And it was a time where, I just felt I made a video about this. Oh my gosh, I was wearing the same shirt.
Obviously, this is your favorite shirt.
I was wearing the
Jake.
same shirt. I don't know.
It's a great shirt.
It's a little busy.
It has happy colors.
True. It is a
color
cool
theory
shirt.
is important.
That's true. We did do a color theory podcast, which I think we'll talk about at some point because we have quite a bit that we've already made that will be also.
I think
in.
well, there's always deeper you can go with
True.
things, right?
Literally so much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's mind-boggling. But it was a time when I really needed it, and I was just desperate, for anything, and I felt like it's like one of those moments where you feel, I think I likened it to a dark room, like no windows, no doors. I felt like I was just trapped and, the walls and the darkness was closing in. So just thought, okay, let's do Mind Sync. I believe Sheila Day was the one that kind of, Sheila Day, shout out.
I know.
I
hope
hope
you,
you're
Sheila.
listening. Oh my
Love
goodness.
you.
Sheila's so great. She had come in to film something about Mind Sync. She's like, if the whole world was just doing Mind Sync, imagine the place we would have here on earth, and the innate goodness and power and everything that a human innately has that they would be made aware of and they would amplify. Anyway, now I'm starting to dive in. Okay. But anyway, so I thought, okay, I should try it, desperate for anything. And, I believe I did it a few months and I don't know, maybe a few months. I really can't remember the timeline, but it started out pretty quick where I just started to feel like the light was coming in. Like I felt like I'm always hard on myself. And so I felt Mind Sync was helping me just balance and kind of recreate a new life for myself. Well, that sounds a little intense. Because now it sounds like I'm on a testimonial for a commercial.
Hey, no.
But no, legit though, it felt like I was now empowered to do something a little different in my life. And that sounds vague, yet not vague, but it begun to just open my eyes a little bit and almost help me see the opportunities and the goodness that my life had, so that I wasn't, because I felt like maybe I had a bit of a blinder on where I couldn't see it, whereas Mind Sync almost kind of lifted that veil a little bit. Yeah. And then that allowed me to just kind of take care of myself a little better and to try to do life a little better. It's kind of hard to describe, but it truly had quite a transformative effect on me.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you're kind of joking like, oh, now I'm going on a testimonial. But I think that's pretty common in the Solex universe. Like you have that moment with the AO scan or whatever part of it may be for you. It was Mind Sync where it's like, oh, this changed something in me. And it turns into a testimonial. But that's when you're like, okay, maybe this isn't crazy. Maybe this is real.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool, actually. That you have a testimonial of the AO scan of Mind Sync.
I know. I'm so glad that I do, because then I feel like when I make content here, it's not just making content for a job, but I feel like a lot of the time that I can make something that I feel like, hey, I'm actually putting good out into the world that I've personally experienced and I believe in, rather than just, hey, I'm just here for a paycheck. It's more than that.
Yeah, it makes this more than a job. I feel very similarly, like obviously coming in with no knowledge of frequency or anything like that. I came a little bit from a holistic background because I'm a master esthetician. So I learned a little bit about that. But coming into AO scanner world, I was kind of like, whoa, okay, crazy people. But as you have those experiences yourself where you're like, oh, this is kind of real. Oh, wow, I actually love this. For us in our fields, it becomes more than just okay, what am I going to do for social media this week? Or what video am I going to make this week? And it's how am I going to help more people experience this amazing thing that I've come in contact with? The paycheck's just like a bonus.
Yeah, true. But legit though, thinking about, am I ever going to leave Solex? Because one, oh man, I'm not going to have access to the scanner.
Yeah.
That's almost like oh man, because the scanner it's become almost a daily thing for me.
Yeah.
And it would be hard to imagine just not having it again. Of course, I lived my 20 whatever years life without it, but
Yeah.
it's helped me immensely.
It becomes a tool, right? A daily tool that you don't want to live without.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, Kylie. So what would make this podcast genuinely helpful instead of just another company podcast?
I think that's a great question, actually. I think it's at least something I've experienced. I'm a pretty avid podcast listener. And when it's a podcast coming from a company, I usually feel like something is trying to be sold to me. Like they're pushing a product or trying to like talk badly about another company's product. And that doesn't sit right with me. If I wanted to be sold to, I would go to their shop site. So this podcast will be different because, and I think Solex itself is different because it's not that we're trying to sell something. It's that we're trying to teach. We're trying to educate. I want the podcast to be an easy to access, free source of good, deep, rich education from like what you said, from giants in their fields. We have brain surgeons that are regularly coming through here. We have amazing holistic health practitioners that have been doing this for 20 plus years. We have Lauren Swenson, for crying out loud.
He could be a podcast on his own.
He could.
You should just put a mic on him.
And just follow him around all day?
Yeah. Or just secretly put it and then just see the conversations. Because the guy is literally an innovative genius. Yeah.
He hates being called a genius. He likes to say that he's not very smart and he just knows smart people. But it just speaks to truly how good he is.
Yeah.
Lauren is truly a good person.
I remember, sorry to interject, but
No.
I remember at a Day of Discovery once, and it's a lot of times where you get to see Lauren interact with people and interact with you as an employee. And it's like, so many times you're just reminded him, like, this guy like really cares.
Yeah.
Like we're all here, of course, to make a living, right? But like this guy genuinely wants to care and help people.
Give everything of himself to
my
someone.
goodness.
He'll be the first person to give you a hug, the first person to say, "What's going on? How are you?" He is so willing to give everything of himself, and so there's a lot to learn from that alone.
Yeah.
Let alone what he knows about frequency and the giant that he is in this field. But yeah, so this podcast is not meant to sell anything. It's just purely to educate and learn and grow more, and hopefully to help everyone want to become a better person, but then to also become better people, not just
given
want
the tools,
to.
Yeah.
The best version of ourselves. Yeah. And hopefully this podcast is another outlet for that purpose. So I guess that being said, Jake, what kind of episode should we expect from this podcast? What's coming?
Well, oh my goodness. We have a little library of about 8 or 9 episodes, I believe, that we've had that will be populating here. It goes into, chakras and color, and the interesting relationship that has to do with inner voice. We have episodes on, hydration. That goes a little deep into the woods. That's a Kai episode for sure, where he just like goes. Oh,
for those of you that are new here, Kai is like, you're asking for a 2-second answer and you get a 20-minute answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're grateful for it afterwards, but yeah, he will unload. Like
he'll drop you off the deep end.
That's so good. But no, seriously, hydration, we have stuff starting with the AO scanner. So we have more conversations with Lauren. We talk about the probiotics and the microbiota.
Oh, cool.
We talk about terahertz and sleep. And I think we have a few on sleep. We have stuff on headaches. We did a fun episode with you and Nadia with crystals. They range so much into this kind of like holistic space and holistic, right? You're treating the whole. There's so many different modalities. So I think what they can expect is, as the AO scan sort of offers, lots of tools for you to learn how to understand and learn to listen and learn to understand what your body's trying to tell you. And sort of what I hear a lot around here is kind of take like your health into your own hands, like have the control, the autonomy, the agency to
the information
influence your health. Yes.
Yeah.
And so hopefully the episodes coming will, and however long we can continue this, we want to go forever. I'm going to go into, maybe I'll have my funeral on this. podcast. I'm sorry. Is that a
No,
little too dark?
that's a little sad. I think we'd all miss you around here.
Well, it's another 60 years or so. I don't know.
That's true. And 6 years would be a very good life.
That'd be a
life.
great run.
Yeah.
That'd be a legendary run.
It would be.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm gonna live to be 150. It's yeah. That's
so
why I
you
drink.
keep it going. Okay. You
Well,
gotta stay
actually,
here.
off the record, that's why I drink one Diet Coke a day.
Oh boy.
Off the record. Okay, back on the record. So from what I'm hearing is because I know there are some people out there that maybe just aren't interested in the frequency side of things, or they aren't interested in kind of that deeper dive into things, but maybe like the products we have, like biomes, like Zymes, things like that, we're going to be covering a whole spectrum of things. It's not just if you love the AO scan, you'll love this podcast. It's if you want to know more about your body and how to take better care of your body, you're going to like this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And whether you're using Solex products or you're using another product
Just
that
your
you like,
favorite
we
product.
want to provide this space for you to
I
get
think
your
that's
health,
amazing.
to do what you can to
Well, and to learn what the things you're
maintain your
doing
health,
are actually how they're affecting your body from, again, experts.
Mhm.
Like I can't emphasize that enough. Like it's
We're-
amazing the people we get to talk to.
Yes, we're the lucky one. Well, you're lucky too, but we're like the extra lucky ones.
No, you guys, it's purely selfish that we are the hosts. We were both like, yes, we want to learn.
So true. Okay, so then what do we hope to get from the viewers and listeners?
I want to know what they want to know, because like there's obviously my perspective of things and your perspective of things, like, oh, this is an interesting topic. But what I've learned in my very long time on this earth is that everyone has different things they care about and different different views of things. And sometimes someone will ask a question that I'm like, I didn't even look at it that way. And so I would hope to have some interaction and some community from viewers and listeners, because I'm excited to learn from what you guys know as well and what you would ask. And I also would love to know who out there is an expert in their field and would be interested in coming on and talking with us and teaching me more. I just want to learn from you guys, honestly, and feel part of the community that you guys have built. The Solex community is a really interesting, healthy, positive space. Like it's a wonderful space to be in.
Except for if you talk about Diet Coke. Just kidding. I'm totally joking.
But truly,
true though. No.
Yeah, truly,
absolutely.
Every single person I've met through Day of Discoveries, through just visiting this office, through leadership retreats, there's some pretty special people, incredibly special people with amazing information and amazing insights. And I would love for that to kind of seep in to this podcast and help it become the best that it can become.
Yeah, it'll be truly like a partnership.
Yeah.
With, that we have with you. And I hope that, we can start off going strong. We've got a really great slate coming for you.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we'll need ideas. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
if we're going to keep this going for the next 60 years of Jake's life,
all culminating to my funeral. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I took that turn.
You went so dark.
To my funeral?
You went so
I'm
dark.
Sorry.
Your celebration of life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Should we put a trigger warning on this episode?
Yeah.
But yeah, we will have this podcast running consistently for the unforeseeable future. How do you say that? The unforeseeable future?
Oh, I don't know.
We want it to go indefinitely, basically.
Because we don't want to foresee the end.
No.
Because we can't.
Unforeseeable future. This podcast should be going indefinitely. And so we know that there will always be new things to talk about, and we want to keep talking about new things. And if there's things you want us to dive deeper on, we want to dive deeper on those things. We just hope this can be a back and forth conversation.
Yeah. So then how would they, we've got an email, right?
We do. This is
our own email.
A brand new email.
Straight from Solex.
Straight from corporate.
Yay.
So please email in thoughts, comments, questions, recommendations for guests that you want on the podcast to solexpodcast@solexllc.com. Jake, is there a way we can put that up on
Yeah,
the
I think
screen?
if you're listening, we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
And then if you're watching, we'll put it on the screen somewhere?
I can also share that to stories on social media, and then we'll also have it on our Solex podcast YouTube page as well. So that's going to be the best way to reach you and I directly about podcast matters.
And it will be to us,
Us
we'll
directly,
be monitoring that.
You could say, hello, Jake, and hello, Kylie, and
we would
hello
feel so
back.
good. We're like, oh, they know our names.
You remembered my name! So you think I'm skinny!
Nice. Oh my goodness.
Thank you for tuning in. We're happy to have you along for the ride, and we hope that you enjoy some of the content we're going to be putting out. I know that we enjoy it.